Hey guys, what is going on? Carter here. Got another video for you. This is on a new knife company for me. This is the first knife that I have ever gotten from them. If you follow me on Instagram, I have been showing this baby off quite a bit recently. The inside, the outside, carrying it. Been carrying it the last couple of days that I got it, and I gotta say, man, this thing is really cool. It's something else. I would recommend picking one of these up just right off the bat before I get it into any specifics. And by picking one of these up, I don't even necessarily mean this particular model. Really, any of the stuff coming out of Twosun, they are killing it. So a little history on Twosun, or not really history, but a little overview. They are a Chinese company. They make their own knives. They sell their own knives, so they are not. They don't have a U.S. company presence. Everything's being sold from China right now. However, one of the things that set them apart from some of these other Chinese companies, because there's a number of Chinese companies that are kind of producing their own designs in high quality titanium frame locks, or pretty high quality titanium frame locks. One of the differences with this company, in my opinion, is the designs are stronger. They have a lot of good designs, and these are all coming out of one person, really, but not this one. This one is a little bit different. Really strong designs coming out of this company, good quality, really good stuff, but also a lot of designs, a lot of models. This is the TS85. That means this is the 85th design this company has produced, and a good portion of those are really nice. Some of the early ones are a little sketchy. You can see the growth in the company where they started off not so great, both in terms of quality and designs, but they really started to pick things up. Really after like around 10 to 20, they started to really do well. And then from then on, they've kind of been knocking it out of the park with designs. Some stronger than others, some you will like more than others, but overall, really, really nice. So this is TS85. I believe it has a 3.2-inch blade, and I will put the specs in the description box down below. Let's get a weight on this guy real quick. It's actually fairly heavy because of the thick scales. So 5.6 ounces, which, for its size, it is not a huge knife. Let's do a comparison to here's the military. You can see how much bigger it is. So it's a stout little knife. Got some heft to it. You can see the thick titanium scales right there. Has a full titanium backspacer. That's kind of what's adding to the weight on this thing. Let's run top to bottom on what we're looking at. So titanium scales, stonewash, you can see right there. Here's the pivot. From far away, it almost looks like it has a pivot collar, which it does not. You can see right there, it's just a standard pivot. Chamfered all around here. Nice gear pattern on the titanium backspacer. Milled pocket clip. It works pretty well. Goes in and out of the pocket nicely. Stays nice and secure. Lock bar cutout right there. There is a lock bar insert inside here. You can see the screw for that. You can kind of see it, light hitting it, so it is a steel insert. Lockup is about, 30%, which is, in my opinion, just where I want it. It has a ceramic ball detent ball. Ceramic detent ball, there we go, which is really nice. D2 steel on the blade, you can see marked right there, D2. There is the designer's signature. So this particular one is designed by, sorry if I butcher your last name, Josh Whiteco. I will hopefully put his name down below there. He designed this one. This is the only design with Twosun that he has done, as far as I know. I think he has another design in the works with a different manufacturer. This is the only one he's done. D2 blade, kind of a Warncliffe thing going on here. It's all machine ground, obviously. You can see right there, really nice. Very crisp lines. It's not muddy at all. One thing that's cool is it has a two-tone on the blade. You can see this is blasted right here. It's blasted up here, And then inside the jimping, or whatever you want to call it, it's blasted as well. Satin blade right there. Very nice. This has ball bearing, captured ball bearing system inside. It has a pin that goes through the tang, and then channels on both sides of the titanium to run as tracks. Those are the open and closed stop pins. I don't know if we can see that. You can kind of see right there the pin kind of moving through the channel there. Stops. The action on this thing is blazing fast, as you can see. Please excuse the smudges. Satin blade, it is going to get kind of smudgy. It is super buttery smooth. It'll close on its own. Very, very nice. Now, some of the things, pet peeve things that, or at least the biggest one that I hate, is when there is play in the closed detent position, like when you can grab the blade here and you can kind of wiggle it, especially for a flipper, because that's where you notice it the most, right? You go to flip it and you get that little bit of sloppiness. This does not have that at all. The tolerances on this, the fit on this, I mean, I would give the fit of this knife a 10. I would give the materials on this, that's hard to say, an 8, I guess. Like the titanium is very high quality. It's done very nice. The milled pocket clip, the milled back spacer there. D2, I like D2. It's a great steel. It's cheap, so it allows you to get a knife like this inexpensively, but it is a good steel in my opinion. It's a good all-around steel. It's just barely considered a stainless steel. Has a lot of really good properties. When you compare it to like S30V, it's pretty dang close. I mean, S30V beats it, but when you consider the price difference, not by much. And for me, honestly, D2 is more than enough steel than I need. But anyways, I'm not going to rant about the steel any more than I need to, but D2, I'm fine with it. I like D2. A lot of good makers use D2 steel, so no problems there. I really like it. Very, very nice. Razor sharp out of the box. Now, if we're talking finish, overall the finish on this thing is nice. Like I mentioned, the grinds are nice and crisp. I hate it when the grinds are sloppy. You see that a lot where they grind it and then I think they try to buff it, and so these kind of, I don't know if they have a specific name, but these edges where the grinds start get kind of sloppy, kind of muddy. You don't get that nice crisp look to them. This is all done very well. In terms of everything fitting together, the plunge lines, everything matches up. You can see it is like a mirror version on both sides. I'm losing focus here. Really nice, really well done. Now there is a few things in terms of finish, like you can see a small scratch right there on the flat. Came that way out of the box. You know, it's a couple of little scratches like that. If you really want to nitpick, you can look at the detent hole right there. So they chamfered it, which is good because it gives a nice little channel for the detent ball, so it's not too hard. But whatever they did to chamfer it, you can see it kind of chattered around a little bit, so it's kind of ugly right there. And then you can't see it without taking it apart, but they put a detent channel right here on the lock face, which is good. It's a good touch because it means when you go to unlock it, right now you're riding on flat, and then here you're actually engaging onto the tang of the blade, so it makes for a nice smooth transition. You don't get that thing where it kind of sticks and then it pops. But when you take it apart, you know, similar to the detent hole, it's a little ugly, it's a little sloppy, you know, whatever they've done. So to me, what that indicates is that they have extremely high quality machines. They know what they're doing in terms of programming these machines so that all the tolerances are tight. All the tolerances on the machines themselves are super tight, super nice. But when it comes to kind of the hand finishing piece, you know, when they cut out the blade, they finish the blade, they machine all the grinds, you know, everything's kind of done. They're sending it down to do the hand work where they come in and grind that detent channel and the detent ball. You know, those things are being done a little bit sloppy, not too bad, a little bit sloppy. You can also see on the, now this is super nitpicky, guys, because when I tell you what the price of these are, none of this matters. You can also see on the actual sharpened bevel there. Right above it, you can see some discoloration. I assume that is from where they buffed the edge to get it nice and sharp, but put a little too much pressure on it, so it kind of buffed up above there. I'm trying not to cut myself. It's actually kind of harder to point these things out through a camera, which is why I look kind of awkward. Like, why is he moving his hand so slow? It's a weird feeling looking through the camera and moving your hand. Anyways, what's even weirder is when I start going off on something that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, and I keep pushing it and just keep going off track and lose sight of what I was talking about. It's even more awkward. So, anyways, the TS85, really nice knife. Really, really cool. Nice stout blade. Oh, ergonomics. Ergonomics are outstanding. Fits in the hand amazingly. I usually shy away from smaller type blades, but this one is done so well. It doesn't feel small. You can see I get a full grip on it here. The blade to handle ratio is outstanding. You can see how deep it sits right there. The position of the flipper, you can see how the actual flipper itself is right in line with the axis of the pivot, but then it kind of curves up a little bit, so you're actually above the pivot line right there, which means you just put a little pressure on there with that detent, and it fires out like a freaking rocket. This thing is so much fun to play with. I love it. The other thing I really like about it is the relief right here. You can see the relief on the cutout for the lock bar. Plenty of access to get to it. You're not in the way with the scale here. And then it's got nice chamfering inside there. Really good stuff, guys. Super fun to play with. So right now, you can pick these up off eBay for around 50 bucks. This company does a lot of auctions on eBay, and so you can watch these and get them between $40 to $60, just depending on how patient you are, which one you want, what you want to jump on. So it is an outstanding deal for what you're getting for that price. It's really, really nice. All right, guys, I've got some more Twosun knives to show you guys. This is the first one I got. I would definitely check them out. They are an excellent company, and I don't think these prices are going to remain this low for very long. All right, guys, I'm out.